everyone, welcome to my channel. This is my husband Peter. He's the one
Hello.
that edits all my videos. So if you have a problem, talk to him. Anyways, we are just going to be talking about our cruise to Alaska today. And just an overview of what we did. There will be more videos coming. I know I've promised this for a while. Life is hectic. So, we're just going to talk about what we did at the beginning of our trip and kind of walk you through everything that we did. So we took the first cruise of 2024 to Alaska this year on Norwegian Cruise Lines. And so what we did was we flew from Tulsa to Utah, Salt Lake City, and then from there we flew to Seattle. So we didn't have...
That was the cat, not me. I promise you. It's
We
not my
have
fault.
4 pets inside. They're kind of crazy. What was I saying? Okay, so
Flew to Seattle.
We flew to Seattle. So we didn't have much of a layover in Utah, although they have a really nice little like Mexican place in the airport there that we...
It was really good food.
Yeah.
It was like the cheapest meal we had.
The whole trip.
Yeah. No, I mean, we had what, 3 quesadillas?
Yeah, we
Quesadillas?
each got a quesadilla, and then we got a side of like rice and beans.
And then 3 drinks, right?
Yeah, we got horchatas.
And it was what, like $16?
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
No, I mean, and honestly, I mean, that's cheaper than a lot of food you can find
In
at
any
restaurants.
airport.
Well, I mean, at restaurants here even. Like, I mean, Chipotle, we went yesterday and for work, it was like $33?
Yeah. Yep.
And we got about the same amount of food, and we only one of us got a drink. So, I mean, it was really good price of food up there.
It was.
Not to overhype and sell.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to try some other things because I've heard that, you know, in Salt Lake that sodas and stuff are really good, but we couldn't find a soda bar in the area that we were in the airport.
We didn't want to risk
Yeah, we didn't
going
have
too far from our gate.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, so, and it was just a hectic day of trying to get all of our stuff and make sure we're on time, because our flight from Tulsa came in at one end of the airport and we had to book it all the way to the other end. And that's when I went to go get food, and he sat with our daughter because it was a lot for her. It was her
And we
first time
had a lot
traveling.
of luggage. I mean,
Yeah.
we were fortunate enough that they checked. The airline said we have too much baggage. If you have carry-ons, we're going to take those carry-ons. So they took 3 of our bags.
Yeah, that
but
helped a lot.
we still had 2 full-size backpacks and a kid's backpack and a stuffy.
Yeah.
So there was still
And
a lot to
another
carry.
in my purse. It was just, there was a lot of stuff that we had to lug around, and
Yeah.
and her
Because we didn't want to check bags and I'll go through all that hassle.
Right. So anyway, so then we
Which we
flew
ended up
into Seattle, and it went really smoothly from there. We went to, they had people for the cruise line there saying, this is where you go, and they directed us. We checked our bags with them.
That was a little bit confusing, though.
It was.
We
It
had
was
to go
a little-
to 3 different people. So we found
Yeah.
one person. They sent us to another person.
Yeah.
We
And then
finally
they told
found
us
our
a door.
bags.
Oh yeah, our bags came in a completely different corral than they said they were going to come out of.
And that was
But-
labeled. They were
Yeah.
labeled the wrong one. And
Yeah.
it was very confusing. And then
But-
somebody finally got us on our way, and they pointed us to the right direction, and
Yeah.
that helped.
So from there, then we got on a bus to go to the port, and the bus driver, my parents also did the same cruise that we did, and they said their cruise was silent the whole way, but our lady, she gave us a full tour of Seattle.
Yeah, she was pointing to everything.
She's like,
she knew
"This-"
the history.
Yeah, she knew the history. She was like, this tunnel was built in, I don't remember what she said, but she gave us a full bus tour,
Yeah.
and it was amazing.
There was a union strike over there.
Yeah.
They built this because they demanded this much more portage or whatever.
She's like, this is the first Starbucks and all that. It was really cool.
Yeah, and we got to go through a lot of downtown as well on the bus ride. So we got to see the glass.
The Chihuly
Yeah, the
Museum.
Chihuly glass.
And yeah, it was really neat. And we got to see like all the angles of the Space Needle. We just didn't go up in it, obviously,
Yeah.
but it was well worth our time. I mean, there was a bus tour that was given from the cruise line that we could have done coming back, but that would have cost money, and
I think it was $75 a person.
yeah, so we ended up getting a bus tour.
Yeah.
kind of included. Well, that was nice.
Yeah.
And then we had our first day at sea, which I think we only had one day at sea, and then every day after that was port.
Yeah. They got us in our room pretty quickly, unlike the Carnival one.
On the Carnival cruise, we kind of had to bring our luggage with us.
Yeah, we had to haul it around. But they took our luggage. They took our luggage, didn't they? And they delivered it to our suite.
Mm-hmm. It was nice.
Yeah. Before we could get on the bus, they're like, "No, we're gonna take your luggage, and you'll see it when you get there."
We'll get more into this when we're going over our cruise line and what we thought about it. So look forward to those videos coming out. Yeah. We're mostly going to talk about what we did in Alaska. So our first port was Sitka. That was the northernmost stop that we did. We waited in this ridiculously long line to get a bus.
I don't know. We waited in line going this way, and then we looped, I think it was 5 times, and then we looped twice, came back up, around, and then we looped another 4 times.
All in all, we waited for about 45 minutes total.
And it was raining.
Because it is a rainforest.
We're in southern Alaska, and that's to be expected. But, it was raining, and parts of it were covered, but I'd say a good half of what we waited in was not covered.
No, but we had rain jackets, and we had on our umbrella, and it worked out.
Definitely wear boots.
Yes,
I know we're not getting into advice yet, but I brought my steel toe boots, and I regret nothing about it.
Yeah, boots are a good call, especially because we walked the rainforest. That was what we did. So they drop you off in downtown Sitka, and it's at this little welcome center, which I think all we did there was run in and use the restroom. Right? Oh. And then we walked. Everything was closed. Like I said, it was the first.
Sitka. Roasted nuts. Didn't we get roasted nuts at the gift center there?
But that was on the way back.
That was on the way back, yeah.
I have an order.
Oh.
So we got to the welcome center and we just ran in, went to the restroom, and then we walked. We wanted to go to the Sight and Sound Museum there, but it was closed because it was too early in the season. And we were able to go to the cultural center, which had a bunch of totem poles that you could look at, and it was really neat. And then behind that was a trail through the rainforest, and it was absolutely beautiful. Yeah. We loved it. You're gonna have to put in some pictures of us.
It was a bit of a walk to get there.
Yeah. I walked 5 miles that day.
The bus that you wait in line for, it drops you off at the cultural center, right?
No, the welcome center. And then you walk to the cultural center.
And so it's a good 15, 20 minute. We had a kid with us, so I think it took us about 20 minutes. But
everyone else was getting ahead of us, and we were like, "Come on, let's go."
On the journey, we saw a number, and I'll include pictures. We saw a number of bald eagles, and they were. It was not like, oh, they're over there. It was like, oh, they're in a tree 20 feet above you. They're right there. And so I got some really good shots of that, and it was real nice. As closest I've been to one up to that point. And there's a bridge when you finally get down to the cultural center and you walk. There's a little bridge, and it's maybe 3-4 minute walk from the cultural center. It's nothing. If you get to the cultural center, walk to the bridge.
Yes. It's worth it.
And it's got a bunch of aspens on each side and of the river. Like I said, I'll include pictures, but beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it was worth the walk, even though as soon as we got back on board, we were exhausted and took a nap. Yeah. But when we came back, it started really pouring on us. But it was mostly just this light rain. It was nice.
Yeah, it was nothing.
No,
we get thunderstorms here in the West.
Yeah.
It dumps, but it wasn't that type of rain. It was just a constant drizzle.
Yeah, and it was cold. You could see your breath constantly, so...
It was mid-30s.
Yeah. A lot of people were complaining. We were okay. We dressed pretty lightly, but some people went all out and had, full-on, long johns and everything underneath their clothes.
I think I wore wool socks, just regular jeans, t-shirt. I had a long sleeve flannel shirt and a super thin rain jacket.
Yeah. We'll talk more about packing later
Get ahead of myself.
And then on our way back, we got on the bus. It took us back to the port, and they have all these gift shops. And as soon as we got off the bus, we smelled this most amazing smell.
Probably didn't help that it was like 11:30.
It was like 12, and we hadn't eaten really anything, and we were starving, and this aroma just came as soon as you hit off the bus. It just smacked you in the face, and it was these amazing roasted nuts.
Yeah.
So if you're in Sitka and you go there, get the roasted nuts. You won't regret it. They are pricey, but it is worth it.
You can get one bag, and it's enough to taste and enjoy it.
Right.
Plenty.
Right. So, yeah. And so then we got back on board. I think we got a little light lunch, and then we went up and went to sleep. And then our second port was Juneau. And again, hardly anything was open because it was so early in the season. There was a couple of little jewelry stops that you could go into.
With all cruises, jewelry shops are very pushy.
Very predatory. Yeah. So don't get stuck there.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to hurt feelings.
You're never going to see them again. You'll waste a lot of time. If you don't move quickly, they will waste
your whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah. My parents got stuck at one. So we ended up just leaving the bar.
Yeah. I was like, it's been 10 minutes. I
got out because this one lady, she tried to get me to... She's like, oh, you can just walk out with the ring and go show it to your husband. I was like, no, I'll go get him. And I left it there and booked it. So
it's like, I'm not buying an $8,000-$9,000
I just wanted my little forget-me-not charm. That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
So that's how they get you, though. So be careful with them. They did have this really nice souvenir shop, like, right in town. And that was where I was able to get a hoodie. And they're reasonably priced there. Yeah. So. And
they have... A lot of the places around there have... like stuffed, big, like life-size stuffed bears.
Yeah, so...
And so you can get pictures with your kid. Our kid loved it. She liked hugging them and everything, so...
They had the gondola, but they said they didn't open until May, so we didn't get to ride that.
The gondola would have been amazing, though.
And everybody else went to, like, go see the Mendenhall Glacier, but it was so expensive. We got to see it a little bit from far away, but... Oh, well.
That's always... for us, at least, that was kind of the big thing with a lot of the expeditions was... For the two of us, it might have been worth it.
But with a 5-year-old, it just...
They're charging full price.
Yeah.
Not to get too much into that, but we don't know how long we can stay.
Right. And some days she can be having a really good day, want to keep up with us, and then other days she's just like not having
I mean, she's a 5-year-old. Like, you can't expect them to be...
She's a little unpredictable still. We'll wait till she gets a little older and then we can do these excursions. But we still got to experience it. She got to experience it, so that's all we can ask for.
Great weather there.
Yeah.
It was
gorgeous. It was a little chilly.
Bit of overcast in the mountains, but beautiful pictures though.
That's where we got our best pictures, was there in Juneau, of the mountains and everything. It was just like, it was nice smoky atmosphere. It was beautiful.
Just fantastic.
And we went into the Red Dog Saloon because we heard that was a good place to go, but they didn't have food yet because it was really early in the morning when we went, because Norwegian makes you get back on really super early. You don't have hardly any time in port. So so we just kind of went in. We talked to one of the girls.
Back by 11:30, 12?
Yeah.
It's pretty early.
Yeah, it was really early. So we just talked to one of the girls, and then we went back into town. We walked around for a bit, and it was nice.
We went to that one... I won't really call it a gift shop. It was like a salmonery.
Oh, it was like a cannery.
It was right by where you get buses. So you disembark and then you take a short bus ride.
Yeah, you have to take a bus ride.
But it's like maybe a 2-minute bus ride. It's nothing.
It's nothing.
But it is worth taking the bus ride.
So you don't have to walk more.
It's uphill.
Yes, it's uphill and it's a lot of walking.
And it's on a road. I don't recommend people walk on roads. I mean, it's Alaska, not super busy, but you're still walking on a road.
Right.
And there's still traffic.
Yeah, but they had little samples. Yeah, they had little samples of the salmon, and they had both hot smoked and cold smoked salmon, and it was really good.
The salmon was delicious, and our daughter, our 5-year-old, who eats nothing. Loved it. And this is where we got these, right?
Yeah, we got our little espresso mugs there. They're really cute.
I got some little tchotchkes.
Yeah, we love them.
This one's a killer whale and then a hummingbird. Our daughter wanted the hummingbird and I wanted the killer whale.
Yeah, so compromised and got both. But yeah, it was really cute. We loved the port. I wish next time we go to Alaska, we're definitely going to go later in the season.
Yeah.
So we can experience more.
I still think it'd be best if we went earlier in the season,
yeah,
but not late.
Not first thing.
Yeah, not the first one.
Maybe in May.
We have a friend who's going right now.
Right now, and
like
it's
literally
beautiful.
right as we record this.
Yeah, as we're recording this, she is on a cruise
and
right
it
now.
sounds like everything's open,
Yeah.
but it's still, it's still May. It's early June.
Yeah.
It's still early in the season, but the weather's still nice and cool.
And it was amazing. The first day when we got there in Sitka, as soon as we walked out, it was snowing. And that was just, we were just like, oh my gosh, we're in Alaska and it's snowing. And I'm so glad we got to experience that.
Yeah.
So I'm glad in some ways that we went early. Then the third port we went to was...
Do you know when we went swimming outside?
No, Yeah, June was when we went swimming outside. They got stuck in the pool because I didn't go get them. I was in the hot tub.
Yeah, she was in the hot tub. We were all in the hot tub, and then our daughter was like, I want to go swimming, and I'd been swimming with her before. I think one of the sea
I'm not
days.
crazy enough to get in the pool.
And it's a heated pool. It's like 50 degrees. So it's better than the 30-something out there, but it's still cold.
Yeah.
And so we went down, because the hot tubs are up here, and then we went down to the deck, and we went down one step. And so we're in there, and it's like 20 minutes go by, and I'm freezing. But it's windy, so I don't want to get out of the water and be shivering, and I can't leave my 5-year-old in the water, so I've got to carry her to go get towels.
Not bad.
And so,
I thought they brought their towels.
I ended up having to do that anyway, so I probably should have just called it quits after like 10 minutes. But, yeah. It was cold.
Anyways, so our third port we went to was Icy Strait Point, which was our favorite.
It was beautiful.
It was gorgeous. Hoona, Alaska. There needs to be a show about it.
This is the one where you have to walk up a really steep ramp, right?
Yes, so there's
it's
a really
very steep,
and they will bring a tram out for some people.
Yeah, but you have to be disabled.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is a steep ramp.
It's steep. It is very steep, and it was a walk to get up there. But when you get in there, they have a nice welcome center. They serve coffee on one side, and when you walk out, they have a fire going.
Yeah, full.
And it is just the most welcoming area that we've been to.
They've got a ton of people.
Yeah,
who work
ton of
there,
workers that were
and
there
they're
to help
knowledgeable. You. They're keeping things nice. Of course, there's a bunch of signs about watching out for bears on the coast.
Yes, a lot of bear warnings, but they told us to go on the gondola, and so we did that.
Gondola was free? Or
the gondola was free.
Free.
And they had another one that went higher, but they weren't open.
Yeah.
So we only did the one that did the trail, which was gorgeous and
trail's not very long.
Beautiful.
It's our kid walked it easily.
Yeah, and I mean you can walk up it, but I would say go ahead and take the gondola. Enjoy seeing the tops of the trees and everything. And then we walked back down to the welcome center, and then we walked into where the cannery is.
Cannery was interesting.
The cannery was interesting. We loved it. And everything there's none of the pushy jewelry sales that you have at other cruise ports. This is all local, native owned. And it's so chill. Yeah. No pushiness. It's beautiful. Different types of souvenirs that you won't be able to find anywhere else. And a lot of it is handmade right there.
Yeah. So
it was well worth it. Then we went ahead and took the bus into town. They just drove us around Hoona, and he told us a little bit about growing up there. Nothing was open. So we went ahead and we just did the tour of the town, and we went back through the cannery. And then I think that's all we did, but it was beautiful. It was so quiet and calm. That's where we saw otters and everything in that little port in the bay. It was, and a seal pup was there too. It was really cool. So we loved Icy Strait. So, and then our next and last stop in Alaska was Ketchikan.
And you get off the ship, right onto the pier, and then it's literally just a couple of feet to this massive gift shop, right?
Yeah, well, that's Ward Cove, and that is, what I've heard is that is just Norwegian that docks there. Every other cruise line actually docks in town.
Ah.
So we had to take like a 30-minute bus ride to get into Ketchikan.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a damper. And if you see other people's videos of that same cruise, some people almost didn't get back because that was kind of a mess.
Yeah.
My parents made it like on the last bus because there's too much going on.
We did not chance it.
No, we got off early, we got back on early. we are those types of people. We're like, I'd rather be on board and watch the pier runners.
Yeah, no, it's the biggest gift shop we had been in.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's not crazy. They're not pushy or anything.
No.
Doesn't seem to be a cruise line gift shop, really.
No, it really doesn't, but
they had a couple of singers in there.
That was cool.
She was really good. She was fantastic.
She had a great set of pipes.
She sang a few, was it Billy Joel songs?
Yeah, she was singing some Billy Joel songs.
And I mean, I've not heard a cover that good of it.
So. She was really good. I will have to find what her, goodness, cats. I'll have to find what her name is. I have a picture of her, and I can link you to her Instagram.
Yeah, and so we took the bus into town. Did we do anything in town?
We just did some of the gift shops. That's all that was really open. We did that one native jewelry shop that they have, but that was about it. That's where you have the option to go to the lumberjack show, which was very popular, but that's really it. There was also the what's it called? One thing I wanted to do, but it ended up costing too much money, and we were tired. What's it called?
Throw me a bone.
Old West.
Saloon?
Girl. It's saloon, but there's a different
saloon
word.
Show?
Not a saloon show. It was like... Anyways. Forget what I said. And then we just went back, and that was... Even still, that was kind of hard. We had a bus driver who sang us a song on the way back in Yupik, and that was really cool.
It was.
He was a very talented singer, and he taught us how to say something, and I don't remember what it is.
The day before in Icy Strait, Huna, the bus driver also was telling us about the differences in the culture, right?
Yeah, he came from 2 different tribes, right?
Yeah, the Ravens and the...
Oh, that's just the different clans.
But I mean, about how you try and find someone in the opposite when you're looking to date.
Yeah. So
and
there's enough diversity.
Yeah. But he was it's the bus driver. Honestly, all the bus drivers have been
amazing.
Super.
Yeah, I mean, they were great. They were honestly part of the best part of our trips.
Yeah.
The
make sure you
bus
tip
tours.
them.
Yes. Tip the bus drivers. They deserve it. And then our last stop was in Victoria.
Which...
We got in late at night. And
sun was
literally
just setting.
Everybody wandered off board. So it was like cattle being herded out, and it was crazy. And the lady at the crosswalk was like, everything's closed, but go on ahead.
We did maybe a quarter-mile loop.
Yeah, we just walked around the neighborhood that's there and saw some of the Victorian houses.
That was it.
And that was it. And we walked back. I went in the gift shop, which was...
I refused to go in the gift shop.
Which was crazy. I wanted to get something from Canada.
But I was not going to step foot in there.
It was crazy. It was... Everybody was pushing. There was a loop to go around, and... Oh my word. It was bad. And because they're literally... Even downtown Victoria, there was nothing open. My parents took a bus tour there, and there was nothing open there. There were some lights and some gardens that was it. So that was the only gift shop you could go to. So everybody and their mother was there. And it's this tiny...
I mean,
it was a tiny little
it cannot be bigger than a living room. Like, it's maybe 30 by 30.
Little place.
Like,
and so they jacked up their prices. Ridiculous. I only got a few little trinkets, but I think even like I got a little rubber duck thing. It was like $5 for this tiny little thing. It was ridiculous, but all in all, we spent 30 minutes in Canada, and we're like, well, we've been to Canada, and went back on board. And then we went back to Seattle. Got to the airport. I got injured there. That was great. I might have to have surgery. Who knows? We were exhausted. We wanted to get home. We got to DFW. We spent like $100 on dinner there.
Oh my god. Subpar, miserable dinner. I'm not gonna say it was
that we
disgusting.
were like shoving down our gullets because our layover wasn't very long. Because like, DFW to Tulsa is nothing.
Yeah, I won't go in. Very frustrated with that whole experience. I don't mind spending money on good food. I have no problem. But when it's...
We hate airports.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything we could do to avoid airports, we're going to try that next.
See if we'll do a train next.
Ooh, train.
Kids having fun in our room with some Lego sets.
Okay. Well, that about wraps up everything about Alaska that we did. Just a brief overview. We will be talking more about what we packed, what we didn't end up needing. We're going to be talking about the cruise line. If you're curious about Norwegian and how good those deals sound, you might want to...
We'll be talking about the food.
You might want to listen up to us.
We'll be talking about the food on the board.
We'll talk about food, our favorite food, our least favorite food.
We'll talk about how easy it is to get food.
Or how not it is. Anyway, so be looking out for those. I'm sorry that it's taken so long. Like I said, I might be having surgery, so... We'll see how this goes. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good day. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.
Bye.